Private Internet Access, or PIA as it's called, has been in the VPN space since 2010, earning its stripes as one of the most reliable services out there. If you've been using a VPN for a bit, then you've probably heard its name pop up more than once. But here we are in 2024 with so many new contenders. So how does PIA stack up against the recent competition? Is it still holding its ground, or are the newer, flashier options starting to steal the show? Hi everybody, and welcome back to VPN Mentor. This isn't the first time that we're talking about PIA. In fact, we've covered it twice already, and here we are again. Why? Well, because after all that, there's still plenty to discuss. PIA has been making waves with major updates, but the big question is, has it evolved enough to keep pace with top dogs in the VPN world? Let's just say there are some interesting updates this year that could change how you see PIA. We're talking about new features, some more minor tweaks, and even a few surprises, but I won't spoil it all just yet. So let's get into it and see where PIA stands in 2024, starting with something that matters a lot to VPN users: streaming. If you've been following our channel, you know that PIA has always been pretty reliable when it comes to working with popular platforms like Netflix, Hulu, and Disney+. I mean, being able to tap into over 17 Netflix libraries, including the big ones like the US, UK, and Japan, was a huge win in our earlier reviews. But how does PIA hold up in 2024? Well, let's talk about servers. PIA didn't just stop at offering a bunch of servers, it went all out, covering all 50 US states. This was huge when it was first rolled out, and it's still a major advantage today. It's especially handy for those of you who want to access US-specific content from anywhere in the world. And these servers are also optimized for streaming. In our test, the US East streaming optimized server got us into the US Netflix library in less than 4 seconds, 4K streaming without any hiccups. But it hasn't always been smooth sailing. Back in the day, we did notice some issues with certain platforms like Amazon Prime Video or HBO Max, where not all servers were up to the task. Fast forward to 2024, and those server optimizations have made a huge difference. Sadly, it's not perfect, as regional streaming services like SkyGo can still be hit or miss. Sometimes it may take a few tries to get things working, and it's not as flawless as streaming on Netflix or Hulu. But to be fair, PIA has made significant improvements since our last review, especially in consistency across all platforms. Alright, now let's talk about speed. PIA has always been known for pretty solid speeds, especially on local servers. Back in our earlier tests, we found that PIA could handle streaming and even some online gaming without too much lag, at least when you were connecting to servers that were nearby. But let's face it, those long-distance connections have always been a bit of a challenge. So how's it looking in 2024? Well, the core strengths are certainly still there, and if you're connecting to a server that's close to home, then you're probably not going to notice much of a slowdown. We tested it out on a Zoom call, and honestly, it was smooth sailing. Hardly any delay, and the video quality held up just fine. PIA also handles torrenting really well. With unlimited bandwidth and support for major torrent clients like BitTorrent and uTorrent, it's a solid choice for P2P activities. The port forwarding option is a key feature here, and it allows you to connect to more peers in a torrent swamp, which can significantly boost your download speeds. But what about when you're connecting to a server on the other side of the world, for example? Well, that's where things can still be a little bit tricky. While PIA has made some improvements, those distant servers can still be a bit slower, especially if you're trying to stream or game. During our test, connecting to a server in another continent meant longer load times. Like, we tried launching a game that usually loads in under a minute, and with a far off server, it took closer to 3 minutes. That being said, I have definitely seen worse. So if you mostly need a VPN for local use, then PIA has definitely got you covered. And if you're okay with a bit of patience for those faraway connections, it's still a decent option there as well. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We have got plenty more reviews, tips, and updates to keep you secure online. Speaking of devices and the overall user experience, PIA has consistently supported a broad range of devices from Windows and macOS to iOS, Android, and even smart TVs, and yes, even routers. By configuring PIA directly on your router, you can connect all of your devices on one network with a single setup. But in 2024, the VPN has really focused on making the experience better across the board. First up, the Android app got a major redesign. The new UI is sleek and modern and includes awesome features like dark mode, server sorting, and automated network rules. These updates make the app more intuitive and easier to use, and the performance improvements are definitely noticeable. Not to be outdone, the Android TV app received a similar overhaul. Navigating the app on your TV is now a breeze with a cleaner interface and smoother performance across the board. These changes make a big difference, especially for big screen entertainment. And if you're a macOS user, you're gonna love this. Split tunneling is back, and it's now available on the latest OS versions, 11 Big Sur and above. This is a big deal, especially since other VPNs like ExpressVPN only support it on older macOS versions. So what is split tunneling even good for? Well, it lets you choose which apps go through the VPN and which don't. For instance, you can stream local content without the VPN while keeping everything else secure by routing that traffic through the VPN. All right, now let's talk about something pretty useful, PIA's dedicated IP add-on. If you've ever had trouble with online banking or accessing specific networks that don't like shared IPs, this is a game changer for sure. You get your own unique IP address, which can make things like logging in or accessing certain services a lot smoother. Let's shift gears and talk about the backbone of any good VPN, the server network. PIA has been flexing with over 29,000 servers in 91 countries, which is pretty impressive. And this massive network is a big reason why PIA can offer such reliable performance. Now, I know that we mentioned PIA's extensive US coverage earlier, but what's also important is how these servers are optimized for different tasks. Whether you're connecting locally or halfway around the world, PIA's got options to keep your connection steady. But here's the thing, with such a large network, you're bound to find some servers that don't perform as well as others. And honestly, that's just the nature of the beast. That being said, PIA is committed to optimizing and expanding its network even further, so you're more likely to find a server that works well for you, no matter where you are in the world. Now, the most critical aspects of any VPN, security and privacy. PIA has really built its reputation on being a privacy-first VPN, and that definitely has not changed. It's got all the essentials covered, like military-grade AES 256-bit encryption, a reliable kill switch, and leak protection. But PIA doesn't just stop at the basics. Its no-logs policy has been a major selling point over the years, and it's backed by independent audits year after year. In 2024, the service has taken things a step further with another audit by Deloitte, one of the big four auditing firms, to reaffirm none of your data is being tracked or stored. Another highlight is PIA's use of RAM-only servers, and these servers automatically wipe all data every time that they are rebooted, adding an extra layer of security. It's one of those behind-the-scenes features that might not sound that flashy, but it is incredibly effective at keeping your information safe. On top of that, PIA boasts an antivirus add-on. With real-time protection against malware and other nasties, this add-on turns this VPN into more of a one-stop shop for your online safety. So if you're the type of person who likes to keep everything under one roof, then this might be right up your alley. One thing to keep in mind though is PIA's US-based jurisdiction, which places it under the 5914 Eyes Alliance. Although this isn't ideal, PIA has consistently shown that it is serious about protecting your privacy, and its Q2 2024 report does confirm this. All right, finally on to the pricing, and long story short, PIA is one of the most affordable premium VPNs out there. You get a sweet deal on which plan you pick, especially considering you can connect unlimited devices. And it's not just about the price though, PIA also gives you a solid value with its features. And here's a bonus, PIA has partnered with pCloud to offer secure cloud storage as well. This gives you a safe place to store your files with the same level of encryption that you expect from PIA. It's an optional add-on, but definitely worth considering if you're serious about keeping your data protected. We've previously covered how these prices stack up against competitors, and they still hold up. Plus, if you're looking to save even more, there's a discount link down in the description box below, so definitely check that out. So after all is said and done, where does PIA stand in 2024? Well, it's a strong option if you're looking for an affordable and reliable VPN. With over 29,000 servers, decent streaming capabilities, and a solid commitment to privacy, PIA has definitely kept up with the competition. The recent updates like the new Android app redesign, the new Apple TV app, and the return of split tunneling for macOS shows that PIA is serious about staying relevant. Sure, there are still areas for improvement, but overall, PIA continues to be a valuable contender in the world of VPNs. Again, if you're interested in giving PIA a try, make sure to check out the discount link down in the description box below to get the best deal possible. But that's all for today. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the best VPNs out there in future content. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.